Guava. What's going on, everybody? Lead Farmer Serving 3 here, and welcome to Lead Lives, or Lead Lives, or Lead Lives, or Lead Lives, whatever you want to call it. Lead Late Night. What's up? Hey, my Renaissance grandma. If you ain't first, you're last. What's going on? It's good to see you in here. You hit it right on the head too. Hey, everyday life of the OCD is chick. How you doing, my sister? The dove fly, big bad. How you doing? More backyard. How you doing? Who is that? I can't see your name. Q. Trina's journey. What's up, my sister? The beloved. How you doing, Kim? Missy Hawk, how you doing, my sister? Yeah, I'm going. It's gonna be calm tonight. So good, Gardner. How you? What's up, my brother? What's up, man? Sandra Gillard, how you doing? Lisa Harris, Sharonda Calhoun, how y'all doing? Everybody up late. So I ain't. Hey, Precious SoCal Gardner. So I ain't the only one that's up all late and acting up. Okay. I want to say this. What was that? Yesterday, my video yesterday, or day before yesterday, whatever it was. I meant that. I meant it. And I wanna address something real quick before we get into the real reason we're here. Everybody always, I'ma say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Ain't it funny how when you're telling the truth that somebody thinks that you're being racist? It wasn't racist. I'm not racist. So the actual truth that people done a long time ago, they must be so ashamed of it that it sounds like yes, I am upset about my history. So I'm upset, but you're not ashamed, so I'm the racist. That's not it. I'm not racist at all. Just hearing the truth of what people did to other people hurt you so much that you feel ashamed that you got to call me a racist. I'm far from a racist. I didn't write those stories down. I didn't write down that history. Other people's ancestors did, not mine. Okay? My ancestors was victims of all of that. This whole country is victims of all of that. So I am not a racist. For all the people, and I got a lot of those comments, far from racist. Just told the truth. The truth makes people shudder in their skin. That's not why we're here. But I wanted to go ahead and tighten that up because I meant every word I said. And somebody said, do you hate me because I'm white? No. Now, did you do all these atrocities? Because if you did, then yes. It ain't because you white. I might hate you because if you contributed in any of the atrocities that I mentioned, yes, I do not like you at all. Ain't got nothing to do with your skin. If you condone any of those atrocities brought forth on other people, yep, I don't like you. So, spread that on your bread and eat it. That's all I got to say about that. I'm tired of dancing around pretending none of this stuff happened. You know what I mean? That's why we're in it. Listen, this is why we're all in this. Right now, the reason why this stinks so bad to what we're dealing with is because literally all of us have been trying to pretend that none of that stuff happened for about 50, 60 years. We've been pretending that didn't happen. We've been trying to let dead dogs lie. Pretending is no different than a lie. Pretending is a lie. And here we are. Ta-da. So with that being said, let's get into the real reason we are here, which I want to make sure you start. Number one, I said freedom starts here. Number one, The very first thing I got to talk about where freedom is going to start, freedom for the people, is truth. That's why I started this video like that. All that dancing around lies and truth and smoke and mirrors and cloak and dagger bullshit. That's not how we're going to fix this new. We're not going to fix this new world with lies, smoke, mirrors. How we're going to fix this nation is truth has to be told, truth has to be listened to, truth has to be accepted, and apologies have to be given. If we can't come to those terms, where we might as well, take your parachute off. You might as well take your parachute off, because we'll never be able to fix this situation if you don't listen to truth, you don't pay attention to history, if you want to keep on lying or keep acting like hatred, racism, and all this stuff does not exist, and the people keep saying it doesn't exist, and you got your head buried up under a car tire somewhere, you're not going to help this nation heal. So, freedom for all people starts here. Truth. Admitting you was wrong. Admitting you messed up. Admitting that you screwed up. Admitting that you could have done more. And admitting to yourself and others that, listen, I am a part of a community. The community is the United States of America. And if you don't want to be part of that community, step out of the way. If you don't want to help build America, you are in a cult. Get out of the way so other people can fix this mess. That's where freedom starts. Here's another one. The real reason we're here today. The things that have been done in the last 30 days. We're talking about truth, okay? We're talking about truth and justice for all. Y'all know that saying, right? We're talking about truth. And with that, we all know one thing. I'm gonna put it to you in the words of a beautiful woman, beautiful in and out, spirit, everything. Told me something today. What has been done in less than 30 days is almost irreversible. The damage that has been done in 30 days is irreversible. That's like you're married and you call your wife a bitch. You will be getting a divorce. It's some things, I don't care how mad you get, some things you don't say to your wife, right? I don't care how mad you get, it's certain things you don't say to your husband, right? You cross the line. Listen, there's certain things you say and do. Hey, you slept with that person, I might be able to get by with that. Oh, but you had a baby by that person, it's a wrap. It's certain lines you don't cross. And this country has crossed the line. There is no return from where we're heading. We can't turn back and fix what's been destroyed in the last 30 days alone. 30 freaking days, not even 30 full days. It's irreversible. This has been, if this was an insurance claim, they would total this junks out, right? They would total it out. They'd be like, you can't fix this. The whole engine block is pushed up into the driver's seat, and the trunk is on top of the car, and the sunroof is underneath the car. This will never be an automobile again. We're going to have to melt this pile of metal down and turn it into bicycles or something. But this will never be an automobile again. This is totaled out. Here's your insurance claim. That's America right now. There is no going back. There is no fixing what the damage is so horrible. This was a pile-up collision. There is no fixing this. But this beautiful woman I happen to love and know, She said though, because y'all saw how I was the other day. It was intense. She said, no, it's no going back. It's no reversing this. But you know what she told me? She said, now listen now, I'm going to tell y'all what my beautiful wife told me. Because I'm frustrated. Like most Americans are right now. I'm frustrated and I'm angry. But you know what? She said, baby, look, we're in a pile of doo-doo. But you got to think of all of this like compost. In a pile, and I'm trying to remember every word my baby told me. She said, in a pile of compost, all of the chemical reactions that's going on in a pile of compost is chaotic. It's chaotic and it's symbiotic and all kind of germs and biomass and all of this stuff inside is churning up, and one is eating the other one and another one is pooping out this. But here's the thing, after a while, once this compost pile been sitting a while and all the heat it done create, it was so much chaos going on inside scientifically that it actually created heat. It actually created heat. This compost pile is so much chaos and scientific chaos going on inside of it. It literally starts steaming on a cool morning. It's so hot. That's how much scientific chaos it is. But out of all of that chaos in that compost pile is the richest, most nutrient thing that you could ever feed your garden. My wife. Why am I married to her? I think I just explained why. Out of this chaos comes compost. Out of that compost comes the most nutrient dense material that you can feed your garden. There is no way going back from what we've been doing for the last 30 days. Okay? Hold on. There we go. There is no going back. There's only going forward. And right now, these are the beginning stages of that compost pile. Nothing is working, right? When you first, how many people ever started a compost pile you're gardening? How many people? Raise your hand. How many people garden and you started a compost pile? And when you first started, nothing is working out right, right? Nothing seems to be hitting. Okay. I knew I had some gardeners still in here. When you first start a compost pile, it doesn't seem like it's working. There's just a lot of mess, a lot of scraps, a lot of food scraps, a lot of leaves, and a lot of doo-doo. When you first start a compost pile, it stinks, don't it? Because the food scraps that you put in there ain't being processed yet. The manure that you put in there ain't getting eaten alive by the fungus and all of that stuff and everything, right? That compost pile really stinks and ain't nothing happening yet. You keep on poking your fork in it, nothing. It's still leaves, still grass, still doo-doo, still food scraps. So this what we're going through here in America right now is going to have to settle, and it's going to have to get messed up, and it's going to have to be a lot of chaos to go on before we can move forward. Ain't no going back. We can't go back. That's destroyed. That bridge has crumbled. We just came over a bridge that has been destroyed. There's only one way through this. Wait till this compost pile finish churning and then use what's left over from this chaos and feed all of our gardens of our lives. That's the only thing we can do. We can just turn this mess into food for our garden, our lives. That's the only thing we can do. Okay, I just gave you some words from my wife because she saw how frustrated I was. Okay. That was beautiful to me, and it was the best way to explain it to me, because I'm trying to figure out how can we fix what's been damaged. There is no fixing this. There is no fixing this. We have to keep moving forward. And we have to keep the pitchfork in our hand and keep turning this compost pile so it can breathe. This mess that they've created, we have to nurture this mess that they've created. See, we are the gardeners of this country now. We are the gardeners. So we have to keep that pitchfork in our hands and keep turning this compost pile that they started. We have to nurture this compost pile. We have to wet it. We have to give it oxygen. We have to give it light, and we have to give it dark. We have to keep turning it every blue moon so it don't fester, because they want this compost pile, the United States of America, what's left of it, to fester. You cannot use compost that has not been processed properly. It will burn everything you lay it on, correct? All right. So me and you have to nurture the mess that they made. We have to stay on top of the mess that they made. We can't just leave it and walk away. See, if we leave it and walk away, this is what they want it to be, a mess. Okay? They want it to fester. They want it to draw flies. They don't want it to turn into nutrients. So it's up to me and you to stay on top of this compost pile. Keep our eyes on it. Don't let it fester. Don't let it get no worse. And the best part is, with a compost pile, sometimes you're like, that's too much. You can't put all this on this compost pile. It'll never cook right. Right? It'll never cook right. So you put a little bit on it. Don't let them keep on piling on to the compost pile of bullshit, because it just makes our job impossible. So we got to keep our eye on it and keep on holding them back at bay and be like, no, that's enough. We ain't going to let you put that on there. We already still trying to clean up the mess you're doing right now. So that's the only way we're going to get through this together. All right. So for all the folks that kept saying I was racist, I'm farthest thing from it. Matter of fact, if you knew me, you knew I'm not racist. What it is you're guilty. You feel guilt for whatever you, your family members, or your ancestors did. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You don't want to hear the truth. Go read a bunch of books, and then you know who gonna be racist? Your grandpappy, not me. Because he wrote this stuff down. And some of your mamas and daddies right now got nothing to do with me. All I said was pure truth. With that being said, the other part, I want to do an unboxing that I haven't done in a long time. So everybody, that's the other one. Oh, this is becoming a political channel. You know what? You should have stayed out of politics then. Because you started this gangster shit. I don't want to talk about politics. But if you trying to go through life right now without talking about political situations, you're a fool and you're lying to yourself. Your head is in the sand, because politics have put their dirty fingers in everything that exists right now. You cannot wake up and not think about what politics have done to your life right now. You can't go to work. You can't make breakfast. You can't buy no eggs. You can't go make a garden. You can't do anything right now. You can't talk to your neighbor, because your neighbor, you wonder who did you vote for? So miss me with that. This ain't a political channel. They turned everything political, and that's why. Everybody know for the last 15 years, I used to send people out. I don't want to talk about politics. Don't say that dude name on my channel. Don't say their name on my channel. I don't care if it's Republican, Democrat. I don't want you to even say Republican, Democrat. I don't want to talk about politics. Y'all know it. Go back in my video, 15 years. I would send you straight to the cornfield. But now they've made everything where we have to talk about it because we have to combat the situation at hand. So no, it's not a political channel. This is still a channel about me. So, with that being said, what I want to do is let you know that one of the nurseries online is still jumping, still popping. I need y'all to go over there and let them know. Show them some love because they're going to show you some love. There's only one other way to start freedom. Freedom starts here. With everything I just said, and get your garden together. Remember I told you about retirement? Get your garden together. Get you some livestock. Get you some land. Clean up your debt. All of that stuff I said the other day. Let's do this right now. This is an unboxing. And I'm gonna tell you where it's from. Okay? I came home today. I got home late from Freedom Acres. And these babies was on my porch. They wasn't supposed to be here till next week. So I'm glad I came home today. So let's get into it. You down? You with me? I picked up a busted bag of soil today because I wasn't ready for this yet. Okay. This is coming from Ison's Nursery. Ison's Nursery. ISONS in Noonan, Georgia. They're online. They got some of the best trees, bare root trees you've ever seen. A lot of my trees out here on Easley Island is from Ison's Nursery. A couple of them now that's on Freedom Acres is from Ison's Nursery because I dug them up from here and took them out there. So let me show you what a online tree from Ison's Nursery looks like. ISON. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Now, and then I'm going to tell you how much it costed. All right. Oh, now let me show you something real quick. This is why I rock with them. Look, you see how tall this box is? I'm 5'9". I'm 5'9", right? Okay. And some change. You see this? All right. Where's the tree at? Right there. I don't think y'all ready for this. I don't think y'all ready for this. You see this? Let me get myself together. You see this? The root is on the floor, touching the floor. I'm not holding it up. Okay? Just want you to know that. So, they send trees that's even branched out. And I'm about to show you because I don't want to lie to you. Hold on. I just had it on my what's the name? Okay. Just hold on because I'm gonna give you a price. I thought I gave y'all the price, but I was giving prices to my people in my camp group. That's not right. That's not right. Hold on. I want to give you a right, correct price. Okay, there we go. Each one of these trees was $36. Each one of these trees was $36. The shipping for 2 trees came up, I think it was $19. Let me back up because I don't want to lie to you. I want you to know. Check out Ison's Nursery. If they ask you, where did you get it from? Or who told you about it? How did you hear about them? Say Lead Farmer 73. With shipping, delivery, and everything was $135 for 3 trees. Did you hear me? For 3 trees at I think these are the 5 to 6 foot caliper, 1 inch caliper, 5 foot something tall, for 3 trees was $135 that look like this. Okay? So I've ordered several. I need y'all to go over there. If you're looking for people, always say, Lad, where do I go online to get good trees at? See, I used to go to Stark Brothers, but Stark Brothers started sending me twigs and in a little cup, and they trying to charge you $100. I don't know what happened to Stark Brothers, but they're doing something that I don't approve of. Ison's Nursery, I've been purchasing trees from them since 2020. I got some almond trees, some plum trees. This is it, right? They're in Noonan, Georgia, and I think that you can go to them and pick up your trees. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. This is the bare root, and it's down here in a jelly pack. Okay, it's gel beads like in a diaper down here. I'm not going to disturb them right now. We might, because we only been in here 27 minutes. Felt like I've been in here longer than that. But this is 2 trees. This is the Royal Crimson Cherry. And the other one is the Royal Lee. These ain't supposed to be here yet. The Royal Lee and the Royal Crimson. These are not supposed to be here yet. Okay, so here those are, okay? I got some pots. I got some old pots from me purchasing another tree that I'm going to plant them in. I'm not going to plant these directly in the ground. Not this year, because it's certain reasons that I ain't going to get into right this minute. But I'm planting them in pots, and I'm going to leave them in pots probably for about a year. Probably for this 2025, I'm going to leave in these containers so I can keep a close eye on them, okay? Because I don't want them out at Freedom Acres just all dried up. Now let's open another box. This is tripping me out. So I'm waiting on my other trees, and they here already. So let's go ahead and open this up. Remember, Ison's Nursery. What gallon pots, it don't matter. You just want to get that root ball in some soil, okay? I think these is just like some 5-gallon pots. I'll be doggone. They shipped it all together. This is another one. This one is heavier, because it should be 3 trees in here. These some big trees, y'all. Ison's Nursery. They come with the instructions. They come with a instructions, little brochure, everything you need. Okay. Now, here's 3 more trees. Same caliper, everything. So I'm going to open these up. All right, now I'm going to show you this. Are they cherry trees? Yes. I said I would never buy cherry trees again, but you know what? With the world going the way it's going, I just said in my last video, I'm not saying what I'm not going to do no more. That's out of the window. If you catch me saying what I'm not going to do, y'all, say, Led, remember what you said. I'm serious, too. I ain't even going to take offense to it. I got a Lapin's cherry tree. Now, all these cherry trees I got right now I had before, and the beaver ate them. Or the storm washed them away, one or the other. I got a Rainier cherry. I got a Lapin's. And I got a Stella, a compact Stella. These are all cherry trees that I've had already. I know they're high producers. I know they are. I've had them, and I got them from here. So, this one, look. This one is already budding out. You see that? That one is already budding out. Look at that. That mug is ready to grow. Okay? So what I'm going to do here today, with you, I'm going to plant one. We're going to finish this video off with questions, okay? I'm going to just plant one, and the one that I'm going to start out with was the one I started, my very first cherry tree I've ever planted in South Carolina was a Stella cherry tree. Highly productive, super duper highly productive. And then when I planted a Lapin's cherry tree next to it, they both start going off, okay? So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to grab my pot. You about to ask me what kind of potting soil. Whatever kind of potting soil you come up with, whatever kind you can grab, just get some potting soil, because usually I use my own compost, but I can't use no compost because it's out of Freedom Acres, and I ain't got no more here. So I had to come up with something. And I wasn't ready for these trees to be here yet, okay? So I got this at the store, and it was a busted bag, and they gave me some percentage off for having a busted bag, all right? So I'm gonna put a little of this in the container. And matter of fact, this is the only soil that they even had, really. You can use whatever you want, so it's not that serious. I'm gonna end up planting 2. Let me see. Let's get right to it. Let me lay these down so that I don't hurt them. Y'all with me? You with me? Okay. Let's get this open. And get your questions, write your questions down and get them ready, because I'm going to start answering some questions as soon as we get 2 trees planted, okay? Because once I open this pack, ain't no going back. And if you've never planted a bare root tree, I'm about to show you something, okay? I really like bare root trees. I really do. And to be honest with you, they always seem to be more productive than a potted tree. And there's a reason for that. It's like teaching somebody that's never driven a stick shift how to drive a stick shift. These roots are like children. They're ready to learn their environment. A potted tree already think it know what it's doing and think it know where it's going. All right, I want to show you what their trees look like. Okay. I want to show you exactly what theirs look like, okay? You're going to see this gel. Can y'all see that? Okay, yeah. You see that them gel packets in there? Can y'all see that? See this jelly? Just like in a baby diaper. So I'm not going to rinse that off or nothing. I'm not going to soak them because the roots are super wet. What you should do is let these soak for about a day in a 5-gallon pot of water or something. Just let them soak in water and bring in that hydration. But this is the best part about getting them this time of year. They were just okay. So let's get this going. Y'all with me? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can hear me and see me, give me 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Missy Hawk. Thank you, my sister. Okay. I'm going to try to keep this smooth. So I want to start with my Stella. This is what a bare root tree looks like. Okay? You see that root, how they widened out like that? When you put them directly in the ground, you want to spread these out like this. And you want to lay this flat. You don't want these roots going straight down. You want them out wide like that, right? Just like that. And if you see any broken, you can go ahead and cut them. It's not going to hurt anything. If you see anything crazy, you can go and snip it off, okay? But that's it. So all I'm going to do, I've already put soil in this pot. Now remember, this is temporary. This ain't permanent. So I'm going to put it down in here a little bit like this. Okay? I've done this before on my channel, and I showed everybody. And I'm only going to bury this that deep. I don't want to go past the roots start here. You see that? I don't want to go past that root structure. And it's okay even if you got a couple of sprigs of roots outside of the soil. Don't freak out. That will not hurt your tree, and I got proof of that, okay? So all I'm going to do now is just go ahead and fill that container up. I can't pick this this bag up, because I want to hold this tree in place, because you want to have your tree straight up, straight down, iron board backside, you know. All right, so all I'm doing is just letting that soil get around those roots, all around that, okay? Even if you got to keep popping it like that, you want that soil to get in between all of those roots, just like this. I know this is the boring part for people that don't know, but for the people that know, this is one of the best parts. This is the funnest part. Okay. Now it can stand by itself. I got enough soil in there. I'm going to just fill my pot up just like that. I'm live, honey. I just gave everybody your advice about the compost. What you told me?
The compost heap?
Yeah. I think the world needed to hear that. Anybody that can hear my voice needed to hear about the compost. No. We just got back not too long ago. All right. And that's it. Now I'm going to take that outside and water that in really hard and probably have to add more soil. Just keep popping it. Get that soil around them roots. Wiggle it a little bit like that. You want that soil touching every root. You don't want no air pockets, okay? Because air on roots kills the root. Especially the major feeder roots. And there you go. Now let's answer some questions, okay? Let's answer some questions, and if we have enough time, I'll plant one more tree. But right now, I'm gonna answer as many questions as I can with you, and I ain't gonna look at nobody cockeyed. Is my glasses in there? Will you please? Will you please send me some seeds when they produce? Oh, I don't know. Yeah. Thank you, honey. Okay. Are you going to leave it in the container? No, I'm not. I've just explained that like 3 times. This is temporary. I'm not going to leave cherry trees. You can grow cherry trees in containers, and I've done it. But this is temporary until I can get them on Freedom Acres. I will not be planting them here. Hey, Kia, how you doing? Okay. Is chicken poop good fertilizer for cherry trees? Yes. Chicken poop is pretty much good fertilizer for anything. Can you let your trees grow in a pot permanently? You can, but there's work to be done. You're going to have to do some air pruning of your roots, and you got to learn how to do all of that and stuff too. And every tree can't go in a container, okay? Like a pecan tree, don't even attempt that. Where are the strawberries? I don't understand your question. What strawberries?
What's going on here? You finished your food?
Yeah, I got her some new food. I have a Stella Bean Coral Champagne. I got a Coral Champagne. I got a Stella, a Tartary, and a Bean. A Coral Champagne. I just got a Coral Champagne too. It's already on Freedom Acres. I can't wait to see that one. Let me see. Grateful Gardener says, hey, Led, I live in the cold north. Can you please recommend the trees that are best grown in containers? No, I can't because I don't live up north. That's what you got to do your research on that one, okay? You good making it make sense. I'm doing stuff and listening. Okay. You're welcome, Georgia Gardner. And I think everybody need to speak up right now. This battle will not be won with a closed mouth. Unfortunately, I take a hit when I open my mouth about truth and justice. You know, you don't get the views, you lose subscribers and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, this ain't a time to be trying to get views. This ain't like I said before. That wasn't about politics. This wasn't a YouTube video where I'm trying to get 1 million views and get some money. No, I need to get my point across. That's all. So thank you for that. How do you how do you choose the right place to plant your fig tree? You have to do the research and find out what kind of soil fig tree and peach tree likes. And then you have to go in your yard and find that soil that matches as close as possible to that description. And if it doesn't have that description, now you have to start implementing different things. You have to add those amendments to your soil to make it livable for those trees. Do cherry trees suffer from a severe pruning? Everything will suffer from a severe pruning. And what do you mean? What's your definition of severe pruning? Let me see. Hey, Katina Brooks, how you doing? Hey, higher levels. Okay, we answering questions right now to the best of my ability. You say you need acreage for a pecan. You need some good. Need some good area for a pecan. Okay, I'm gonna go down to the bottom. Okay. Hey, my Renaissance grandma say, are dwarf fruit trees worth getting since I don't have a yard? Absolutely. But don't let that word dwarf fool you. They are not a dwarf. I have dwarf fruit trees that's 15, almost 20 feet tall. So don't let that word fool you. Now you can prune all of these trees and keep them whatever size you want. But don't let the word dwarf fool you. Even if you get a standard size tree, you can keep it pruned to whatever size you want it to be. So don't, hey, take it easy, all right. Do certain seeds store longer than others? I don't know. Say, I try to stay out of the bushes because my grandsons like to hear you say my name. Tell him I said hi. Katina Brooks. G. Rogers, how long can you grow it in a container and what size container? Well, it all depends. I was growing Stella cherry trees in a 20-gallon container, okay, the laundry tub, and they produced cherries. And they didn't become root bound for years. So I say about a 20-gallon container. The bigger the container, the longer you can keep them in, okay? Going back. Okay, Urban Backyard. Hey, Urban says, I'm I'm just looking at trees online now. Will be going out to Tractor Supply since I can't order from Isons. Okay. Odom Homestead in the house somewhere. I see Lisa Harris hollering at him. What's up, Odom? How long until your new cherry will bear fruit? Asking that question honestly, and there's no shade, is like asking, when will your child? I'm not gonna go there. You can't. You can't. People can't answer that question. It's on the upbringing of your tree. Did you take care of it? Did you nurture it? Was it ever burnt? Was it ever hurt? Did you feed it right? Was it you gave it the right nutritions? All of that counts. There is no 0 to 60, and everybody to want to start a garden think that there's going to be a 0 to 60, and there isn't. And anybody that tells you that is a liar. When they tell you, "Oh, you're going to have fruit in a day," because I had fruit in 2 years does not mean you're going to have fruit in 2 years, because you don't know how I took care of my tree or my garden. So I don't like answering that question very much. And that's some other research you got to do. If you really want to get fruit soon, you really got to see and do your research on that particular tree and see exactly what it needs to thrive properly. Okay? And give it that. And if some scientist that helped create this tree says 3 to 5 years before it bears fruit, ask that scientist or that nursery, what did you do to feed it? How to take care of it? How do I nurture it? So from 3 to 5 years, everything that they did in a nursery, you have to do. And then they'll probably be right. They may be right. Okay? Please don't go off of that. If you're a new gardener, please, okay, how many new gardeners do I have in here? Because I know I see a bunch of OG gardeners in here. There's a bunch of OGs. Odom, how many new gardeners do I have in here right now? Lee Neal says me. I'm gonna give you a piece of advice from an OG gardener. Starburst says me. Paul, Kia. Can you leave a large clay pot outside in the winter in Michigan? I don't know. I don't live in Michigan. Can you please not talk in caps, please? Okay, for all my newbies, I'm going to give you the best piece of advice that all gardeners, people that have been gardening for years, OG gardeners, born and raised, this is the best advice that I think I can universally give you, that we are all universally going to tell you. Enjoy the journey. Stop trying to force this baby tree to grow up. It's like a child in some ways. Stop trying to force that child to grow up. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy watching that child grow. Enjoy watching it get bigger and stronger and stretch out and create shade. Watch that tree grow. And watch all of the things that you invest into that tree, the nutrients, the fertilizers, the watering, you're giving it your time. Watch how all of the work and the effort that you're putting into your tree or that garden, watch how it starts to develop and become a strong, beautiful, smart, upright tree. You do the same thing with children. I ain't telling nobody how to be no parent, but you do the same thing with kids. Your kid is going to become what you invest into them. If you constantly tell your kid while they're growing up, hey, look, stay out of trouble, stay out of trouble, stay away from the law, stay away from dummies, stay away from this, get in your books, learn. Guess what? That's who they're going to become to the best of their ability. If you stay on them, you gonna see, and as a parent, you get the real trophy. When your child walks across that high school stage and graduates, what I tell all of my children, that's not your award, that's mine. All of my children's awards from graduating belong to me. They go on my wall. I will give my children duplicates of it so they can take to their own house. That award is mine. You did that. But I watered you. I fed you. I gave you light. So I'm reaping part of that award for myself. Your tree is no different. You water it, you nurture it, you feed it, fertilize it, care for it, protect it, and you know what it's going to do? Give you fruit. It's going to feed you for a lifetime. But if you abuse this tree, if you neglect this tree, if you don't feed it, water it, give it light, it will go to the dark side. It will bear bitter fruit. You might get some fruit, but it don't taste right. Or it might get 2 of them. Might get 3 apples. And they all got worms in them. So I don't want new gardeners saying, look, I think I'm supposed to have fruit in 2 years. Get that out of your head. Let me tell you something as an OG gardener. The best part of growing a fruit tree is enjoying the ride, watching the tree grow. And every now and then you look at it and that tree is 4 feet taller, is 3 feet wider, is 4 or 5 extra branches on it. Oh my God, there goes some fruiting blooms on it. That is better to me. That truly is better to me than actually eating the fruit. Because believe it or not, once it starts fruiting, it's going to be a problem. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you ain't going to know what to do with all that fruit. You think you will, but you won't. Led, I'm a canner. You ain't going to know what to do with all that fruit. Have you ever watched Homestead Heart? Have you ever watched Homestead Heart harvest all that food? And she sit there exhausted like she going to be canning for the next 2 or 3 months? Okay. That's when the work really begins. That tree starts to put you to work. So just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the growth. I promise you, you're going to love it. And I'm going to tell you something else about real gardeners out there. Believe it or not, real gardeners here on YouTube, especially in this gardening community, you know what we do? We enjoy talking about the growth of our gardens and the progress of our gardens more than we talk about the harvest. The harvest is always over like that. Harvested some peaches today. That's one video, one harvest, one pie, right? It's over with. But the progress of that tree and the progress of that garden, we get to talk about all season long. And that's where our conversations begin and end. Once the harvest is over, that's done talking about the peach tree, done talking about the apple tree. So you understand what I'm saying? It's almost like date night, right? It's date night. Enjoy the date. Enjoy the other person's company. Enjoy the conversation, because when you go home for coffee and nobody drinks coffee, it's over with, you know. The best part of the date was not the coffee. The best part of the date was the conversation. The best part of the date was y'all eating in this restaurant, sitting next to each other, figuring one another out. That's the garden. So enjoy the journey. Don't be so quick to want the harvest. Okay? Because if you keep on wanting just the harvest, you're going to find yourself doing a whole bunch of horrible stuff and trying to feed this doggone tree stuff it don't belong on it, and you're going to ruin the tree. Just like you can ruin a child. Okay? So, all right, let's get back into it. I just wanted to talk to new gardeners for 1 minute because I don't want nobody to be misconstrued on how this works at all. All right? Any fertilizer suggestions and care? No, because every tree needs something different. You have to be more specific. And for the best part, I can tell you this. Please read and do your research. Please read and do your research. Okay? I'm looking for questions. And please don't speak in caps. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you, okay? Please don't do that. Brittany says, thanks for the advice. I feel so ashamed because my grandfather was a gardener. Just wish I paid attention back then because I feel so lost. I appreciate the knowledge and the lesson. You want to know something? Don't feel lost. Can I share one more thing with you? I ain't gonna go on long. I just want to share one more thing with you. Don't feel lost if you didn't pay attention to your mother, your grandfather, or your dad gardening. Don't feel lost because you never did it. I'm going to say something that's going to hit a little different, okay? In a way, I envy your ignorance. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? In a way, I envy your ignorance on gardening. You want to know why? Because I know so much now. I know so much about gardening now, and there's still always more to learn, okay? But the thing is, that feeling of the first time planting something you've never planted before and the results of it, learning a new fruit tree to grow, learning how to grow a new vegetable, that feeling for me probably will never be there again, right? Because I know what I'm doing. But I remember how excited I was when I planted my first peach tree, my first apple tree, my first plum tree, my first cherry tree. You understand? It's a feeling, it's almost like you being young again, and you go on this date with this person you really, really like, you know? You finally got up enough courage to talk to them and take them out. That feeling for you still can have that feeling, and it's hard for me. I have to go search hard to find that feeling. Okay, I have to really get into some exotic stuff like mangoes and stuff to find that feeling again. All right, let's see. Missy Hawk says my backyard is small and the only side that gets sun has a slope. Is that okay to plant new trees? Yes, actually yes. And I can show you, I'm going to show you a trick for planting trees on a slope. You have to dig out a piece where the water flows down, dig out in front of them so the water goes right down in them, and then build a berm behind them so the water kind of sits there for a minute and helps feed them. Because if you don't, the water is going to rush past them too fast and they'll never get a real good water, even in a heavy rain. That was from Missy Hawk. Do blackberries do well in the bucket? Yes. And you say, is it okay to plant new trees on the slope? How far apart should you be? As far as how far trees should be apart, see, that's completely up to you. Are you trying to, you could build like a hedge. Trees don't have to be like what you see them out in orchards. All my trees, you almost ratted it out. My cousin saw how close my trees was planted together. I don't do that. I don't even mind if my branches touch on each tree because that just helps pollination. If you give them enough space where you can run a lawnmower or a weed whacker through there to cut the grass, that's all I need. Okay. Uh Terica says I'm ordering cherry trees from Isons now. So Good Gardener says there was nothing like seeing that first seedling sprout up when I was first started gardening. Would you tell them, brother? There's nothing like it. There's nothing like that feeling. What cherry trees had the sweetest cherries you had? I don't. What cherry tree do you like, Takara? That's what you gotta know, okay? You there's thousands of different varieties of cherries. You just gotta do your research. When I first tasted my fall gold raspberries, I knew this was what I was called to do. You are right about that, Locks and Land Homestead. If you ever taste a gold raspberry, you won't really want to grow red raspberries no more. After you taste that first honey gold raspberry, they literally taste like honey. You really don't be interested in growing red raspberries anymore. Have you grown cherry bushes? Not a tree or honeyberries. I don't understand your question. Let me see. Mizzy Hawk, okay. Lets me know how many I can how many I can order. um, let me see. I'm not sure what you're saying. What's your name? Tiff Garden. I don't quite understand what your question is. Katina Brooks, I'm allergic to cherries. Just ordered for my mom, sister, and niece for the birthday this year. Okay, okay. Precious says, yes, I love my golden raspberries. They'll break you down. Oh, Sandra Giller said, I'm on Ison's site now. Y'all better go over on Ison's nursery and look up because a lot of people over there. And trust me, once they're sold out for the season. Ain't no you can get some next month when they replenish. Once they sold out, they sold out. Ever since 2020, uh, supply and demand now. Said thanks to you and Lady Led, I got my first hydroponic system set up and things are growing and not dying. You know what? I'm not even gonna say I'm not gonna do a hydroponic system. I may just pull off a hydroponic system myself. The world done went nuts. I gotta do everything I can do. Can you plant different color raspberry near each other? I'm gonna have you do the research on that one, okay? Because there's certain things you can do and certain things you can't do. I can't remember whether it was blackberry, a certain kind of blackberry, or raspberry. You got to do the research on that one because I can't remember and I don't want to give you no bad advice. Let's see, Grateful Gardener. I live in an area with heavy deer pressure. Have you, heavy deer pressure. Have you had any issues with deer eating your trees? No. But you know what I have had deers do? I've had deer, bucks, rub their antlers on my peach trees and almost rub them dead. RLM says I got 5 lemons off my 2-foot Meyer lemon tree this year. I was so happy. You should be. Okay. What was that? Let me see here. Okay, I got that one. Is there a certain type of soil you use? No, nope. I just like to use my own compost. Do you have problems with bird getting your cherries before you can pick them? Yes. Let me see something. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, let's see. Okay, Tiff Garden say, I grow Juliet cherry bush and honeyberries, but I want to know if you grown them and do you have any tips? No, I haven't. Neither one. Tank Dog says, put a CD in your tree to scare off deer. I don't know if that'll work or not. I don't think I don't know about that. Don't waste your old school CDs. I'm saying, but if it worked for you, man, hey, anything, try anything, I guess. Say I just air layered the orange tree and it worked. Congratulations, congratulations. All right, I don't want to keep y'all too long. Say and for barbecue, I start beekeeping class Saturday. That's wonderful, man. Wonderful. Listen, for everybody starting this gardening game. Everybody, even us OGs, need to be reminded sometime. No, I've never grown ground cherries. Enjoy the journey. You know, enjoy the journey. Enjoy gardening. This is not a job like that. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy it. Everybody think it's a mission all the time. It's not always a mission. There is a lot of enjoyment that goes into this. And if you don't want to enjoy it, this may not be for you. This may not be your cup of tea. Please stop and enjoy the ride. Do I have experience with hazelnut trees? I had one, beaver ate it. That's the only experience I got. Okay. So I planted my Barbados cherry tree and it was loaded this season. They will fruit. They will go off. I've had Barbados cherry. They go off. Okay. I tell you what, just to make this an hour and a half so we do this strong, that's the end of the questions. And here's the other thing for y'all. Some of these questions, you really need to pick up a book. I'm not throwing shade. I mean it from my heart. Please stop getting all your information off of social media from me and other people. You have to purchase a book. Sometimes you have to go purchase knowledge. You can't eat off everybody else's plate. Okay? And I mean that. Purchase books. Read. You can't always eat off somebody else's plate. I may give you wrong advice. Just you have to go and get your knowledge and gain your knowledge from all over the place, or you bound to drizzle. I mean that from my heart. Everybody want to know everything off of social media. You're not going to get, listen, you're going to ask questions on social media and you're going to get 1,000 different answers. Nobody is going to talk to scientists and professionals. You talking to somebody been gardening for 2 years, 3 years, and you think that they know everything. They don't know nothing. And you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. Nothing is really going to work out for you. Us OG gardeners, read. We dig out them books and we read them junks. And we jot down notes just like your Bible. Okay, you have to know certain things. What is your grow zone? I want everybody right now, what is your grow zone? Rep your zone. I used to say this all the time. Rep your zone. I've had t-shirts made. Rep your zone. What are you? I am now 8B. South Carolina 8B. Rep your zone. Everybody say your state, your city, and your zone. State, city, and your grow zone. If you do not know your grow zone, please get off of the live stream, hit Google, and ask what is your grow zone for your city and your state. Come back and put your grow zone and rep your grow zone right here. What are you in? Atlanta, Georgia, zone what? That's what I want to see. Everybody in here, how many people in here? It's 650 people in here. I want to see 650 people rep their zone. Because if you don't know what your grow zone is, that's your first lesson of the day right there. You're going to be trying to grow things that don't even belong in your area, not even a little bit. Right? You're going to be growing something like, for instance, I can tell you right now, you're going to be trying to grow peaches in southern Florida, but what you end up getting was like a Saturn peach or something. That's not going to work in southern Florida. You need to get something that was created to grow in southern Florida, like a a, a tropic beauty peach was made for southern Florida. A Alberta peach was made for central Florida and Georgia. A belle of Georgia is made for these hot, piping hot areas. A red haven peach is made for these piping hot areas, right? You got to know that. Certain apple trees, you got to know your zone, because all apple trees ain't gonna grow down here in the south. So you need a good hot southern apple, like a, Anna apple, right? A pink lady, a Granny Smith, a yellow delicious, gold delicious, uh, red delicious. Those apples do well here. But you got to know that zone, because now once you know your zone and you done repped your zone, now tell me this. You got a fruit tree. How many chill hours does it require? If you don't know what chill hours are, you need to go and Google what are chill hours for fruit trees. Because that's why you're not getting fruit. Because you don't know your grow zone, and you just went off and bought a tree from Home Depot, and you've been waiting on fruit for 500 years, you'll probably never get them. Because what you don't know is, listen, Home Depot and Lowe's, they're not a nursery at all. They just sell fruit trees. They probably sell shoes too. They are not a nursery. So they get whatever they get. They get mangoes, and you will get a mango in Ohio, and no good and damn well you can't grow no mango in Ohio. Just because it's in Home Depot does not mean it's going to grow in your area. Guess what else they had? Lychee trees, and I bought them. Did they grow? No, they died. Avocados, did they grow? No, they died. So just because you see this stuff at Home Depot and Lowe's don't mean it's going to grow. So you have to do the research, learn your grow zone, and then once you get this particular tree, like this Stella cherry tree, or this Royal Lee, or this Royal Ann, I know we don't get cold and stay cold here long. So I know I'm looking for something that's about 500 chill hours and lower. Anywhere from 100 to about 400 or 500 chill hours. I know we can pull that off every year. Your chill hours is how long it stays at a certain temperature. I think it's 40 degrees and below. How long it does that every day, right? You need to know the chill hours for each and every one of your trees. Because you may get a cherry tree that requires 800 to 900 chill hours. That means it's supposed to be up in Maine somewhere, Maryland or Ohio or Michigan or Canada. It ain't gonna do nothing for you down here. You need to know your grow zone. You need to know the chill hours of your tree. For instance, I can't grow a Honeycrisp apple down here in the South. Trust me, I've tried a billion times. Honeycrisp apple is not going to do anything down here. I want that good, sweet, crisp taste in that crisp apple, but it requires about 800 to 900 chill hours. We don't get that down here. So what can I do? So I do the research. What kind of apple will I get that same taste, that same crisp, that same sweetness, that same shelf life, but doesn't require many chill hours and is for my grow zone? Pink Lady. The Pink Lady apple, or the Crips Pink. That's the apple that replaces the Honeycrisp for me. It only needs like 300 or 400 chill hours, and it loves the heat. It loves the drought. It's going to produce fruit, and I always get fruit every year. You have to do your research, and you can't just go be asking everybody on YouTube, because they don't have the time to tell you all of this knowledge just on you. You can't eat off another man's plate all the time. Getting scraps and tidbits here and there is fine, but you can't get your belly full off another man's plate. You got to go put in your work. Okay? So we got 10 more minutes. I'm going to plant another tree. What'd I do with that other container? Hold on. Here we go. I got one more container. So I'm going to plant one more tree. All right, I'm stepping on the roots. I'm stepping on everything. Can y'all see this okay? Let me see. All right. Put a little bit at the bottom, just like that. What's our next one we gonna plant? Lapin's cherry tree. We're gonna plant that Lapin's. This is temporary. This ain't even the right size container I need, okay? Okay, so all I'm gonna do, spread that around a little bit. Get that soil. See how I'm getting that soil in between them roots? And even you gotta jug that tree a little bit. See that? Bring it up a little bit. Get the oxygen out of there. Remember, I'm just putting it right where at the root line. I don't want it to go up higher than that. You ain't hurting it, okay? Seem like you hurting a tree, you're not. This tree been through a lot worse than that over the last couple of weeks getting shipped. See, the more you pat it down and get it between them roots, that soil seems like it's disappearing. See that? Now that's solid. Now I'm going to just water this in strong. Then you got yourself a whole tree here. See that? I'm going to take that out there in the morning and I'm going to water it down hard. Brand new tree. I hope that helped. See how long that took? 3 minutes it took. 3 minutes. And I got a fruit tree. Planted and ready to grow. And once I get it out there in that sun, in this rain, in this heat, I want y'all to pay close attention to these little baby trees. Because I'm going to show these little baby cherry trees to you again. I'm going to show you the progress of my cherries, okay? I'm going to show you my cherry progress throughout the seasons. From spring, summer, fall, I'm going to show you the progress of what these are going to do. All right? So please pay attention and keep on watching so you will see. If you get some trees right now, we can do this together. All right? With that being said, I'm not going to hold y'all no more. I want people to know. With all the hatred going on in the world, you ain't going to get that from me. You can try to, it's a lot of trolls out there. You can try to push me over the edge if you want to. You ain't going to get no hate from me. Unless you hate me, I hate your ass back. Okay, I mean it. You ain't going to get that from me. It's a lot of angry people out there. It's a lot of angry people out there for no reason. They just want to see people hurt. I'm not one of them. I want to fix this mess. I do. I really want to fix this mess we in. But there's some people out there can't wait to see this world burn. And that's why they own that team. They actually want this world to burn because their lives suck that bad. All right? Their lives. Have you ever seen somebody? Let's keep it 100. Then we're gonna end this. Have you ever had a friend that can't stand to see you happy? They might be your best friend, it might be your brother, it might be your sister, it might even be your mama. They can't stand seeing you smile. They can't stand seeing how your husband treats you. They can't stand seeing how your girlfriend treats you. They can't stand that every day you walking on a cloud because somebody treating you good or your life is going good. You may have graduated from college, you got that degree, or you got that great job. They ain't never got nothing good to say about you. You know what they say? You won't be there long. Oh, he gonna mess around and cheat on you. I know him from high school. They don't never got nothing good to say. They don't say good for you, girl. Or man, that's all right. Man, I messed around and got that job. They wouldn't let nobody in, man. Some reason I was there at the right time, met the right person, and they gave me the job, man. They started me out at $30 an hour. You know what your friend gonna say? I wouldn't work there if I was you. You gonna say, why? They be acting funny, man. Don't they always say that bullshit? I wouldn't work there if I was you. I mean, if it was me, it couldn't be me. Why wouldn't you work there? Man, they be acting funny in there, man. How you know? You ever worked there? No, but I had a friend that had worked there, and he said they be acting funny. Come on and tell me y'all ain't never heard no dumb shit like that. You ain't never worked there. But you don't think I should work there because your friend said he worked there and they be acting funny. Funny like what? I don't know, but I know he quit because he was like, forget that. It's going to always be people in your life and on this planet that's so freaking miserable, they can't stand to see you smile. And see, that's how I see all these people that's helping this and rooting along with this. They're rooting along with all this chaos. The only people that's cheering this shit on is their lives are so horrible and misguided, and they're such losers that they want to see you as miserable. They want to see us as miserable as they are. That's the only thing gonna make them happy. They rather destroy themselves in the process just so they can destroy you. It's like, I don't care. Long as you destroyed and long as you unhappy, I'm fine. I don't care what happens to me. So I'm not one of those people. I don't care what people say and what they put in my comments, what they put in the hell comments. It don't matter. I'm just going to show you a little clown face. And I know a lot of people got that. All right, Lead Farmer, you used to be a good channel. And now such and such sent me over here. And I don't care. Because 9 times out of 10, you ain't had to go through nothing I had to go through. That's why you okay with this bullshittery. Spread that on some bread and eat it. With that being said, everybody, I love you. Please take it easy. Go start you a garden. Because freedom starts right here. Lead Farmer 73, I love you. And I'm out. Peace. 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 Peace.